these questions, I want you guys to put your answers in the comments down below, because I'm just so curious. So ranking at number 1 for me is Cinnamon Life. Specifically, it has to be the cinnamon one. Number 2, and a lot of people make fun of me for this because it's such a grandma cereal, but I love Raisin Bran. That's number 2. Number 3 is Captain Crunch Berries, obviously. Number 4 is Frosted Mini Wheats, but only the strawberry ones. And number 5 is Honey Bunches of Oats. Question number 2 is, what is my favorite Disney Channel original movie? And this was such an easy one because I still find myself watching it pretty often to this day, but it is Jump In. When I tell you that me and my friends used to try to be like these people every day of recess, we would do double dutch, we'd do the regular ropes. I was never the one that could like jump in, so I was always like the rope turner. And then in PE we had a like jump rope unit, and there were like 50 different tricks that we had to like pass and like prove we could pass it in front of the teacher, and I felt so cool. Number 3, I actually did a video on this on TikTok pretty recently, and it is, what are my signature fragrances? I picked 3, going with a super cheap one. I'll do it in order from cheapest to most expensive. Bath and Body Works Almond Blossom. Now, I don't know if you can still get it. I've actually never seen it in store. I've only ever seen it online. But that's my favorite. I bought it in bulk, and I also love the lotion version as well. Second would be the cream vanilla, or the creme vanilla from Gourmand Beauty. That one is such it's a really nice layering perfume. And number 3, which is the most expensive one, but it's also my absolute favorite, is Marc Jacobs Daisy. Number 4 was my go-to fast food order. Now, I hardly go, because Andrew and I usually go to like one of our local restaurants, but I love Taco Bell. Who doesn't love Taco Bell? So this is my Taco Bell order. I get a spicy potato taco, add steak, and add guacamole. A Doritos Loco taco, but it has to be the Supreme. A cheese quesadilla, add beans, and a Baja Blast. Duh. The next question is, what is an uncommon pet that I would want? The finger monkey, like the little finger monkeys. I just think they're freaking adorable. I don't know. The next question is, do I believe in ghosts, and have I had any encounters? Yes, I believe in ghosts. When I was a kid, I actually used to freak my mom out because I used to stand in my bedroom and talk with my closet door open all the time, and when I was done talking, I would shut it, and my mom would always hear me talking, and she's like, who are you talking to? I was talking to my dead uncle. swear to you, I guess like lights would come on and like the TV would turn on and off all the time. And then one day he heard this like really big slam, and like it scared the crap out of him and my dog. Not this one, different dog. And he finally ended up like yelling at the spirit and was like, knock it off, and it never did it again. But like, so we would go to his house to go let out his dog while he was at work, because he worked nights, and my mom would text him and be like, dude, you left the light on, or you left the TV on, and he'd be like, no, I didn't. She was like, well, they're on. So she'd turn them off, he'd come home, they'd be back on again. I'm just saying. The next question is, what is my comfort movie? I'm gonna give you 3. My ultimate favorite comfort movie, and I watch this every couple months. Like, I rent it on Prime. I need to just buy the damn movie, because when I tell you I've spent hundreds of dollars renting this fucking movie, it's ridiculous. I need to just buy it, but don't make fun of me. It's Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses. Don't say anything about it. And then if I'm looking for something funny, Grown Ups. I love Grown Ups, but the first one, the second one was kind of lame. Andrew and I just watched it like twice, like a couple weeks ago. And then another one I really love when I just want like a nice self-care night, like girly night to myself. I love the Sex and the City movie. Carrie Bradshaw, I live for it. The next question is, what is your favorite memory? And I'm gonna talk about like a recent-ish memory, and it was a few years ago, I think right around 2019, maybe 2020. I guess that was kind of a while ago. But on a whim, on an impulse, I bought tickets to a Seahawks game for Andrew and I, which, like, that wasn't really the impulse part, because we had talked about wanting to go to a game. But seats get really, really expensive, and on an impulse, after like dinner at my parents' house, like I think it was around Thanksgiving or something, I ordered us second row to the field. We were the first 2 seats, but in the second row of the field. When I tell you, that was the most fun I have probably ever had in my entire life. Incredible. Just seeing everything so up close was so awesome. We have been to several Seahawks games, but that one just really, really topped it off. And then one from a really long time ago when I was a kid. If you're from Washington, you'll know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you don't. But many moons ago, Washington State had like a pro basketball team called the Sonics, and I got to go to one of the last Sonics games, and I had a foam finger and everything. I went with my mom, my aunt, and my dad, and that was so much freaking fun. So much fun. Another question is, what are my hobbies outside of ASMR? And I gotta tell you, I think I've answered this before. I am very boring. I really don't have any hobbies or skills, but I love reading. question asked if I have any booked events or trips this year, and I don't have any trips, but I do have a couple of events. Andrew's best friend is getting married this summer, so I have a wedding to attend. We bought tickets to see Howie Mandel. He's actually coming to a neighboring city of ours this summer, so we are going to have a date night and go have dinner at the hotel there, and then watch his show. And then also in July, we are going to be again in another parade. So I'm super excited about that. The next question is, do I watch my own ASMR? And the answer is only for editing purposes, otherwise no. But what's really funny is when I'm searching for ASMR at night, if I'm not like searching up a specific person's account, 9 times out of 10 what pops up is like all of my videos. So, but that just goes to say that like I film the videos that I want to watch. So yeah, the next question is, what is your favorite piece of advice or something that you live by? And I have 2 answers. The first one is, don't take advice from someone who hasn't been in your situation. And that's not to say that people who haven't been in a similar situation can't give great advice, because you can. But I believe that there are certain situations in which I feel like someone else's opinion on what you should and shouldn't do on the matter, especially if they've never been in that, doesn't need to hold a lot of merit. To give a simple example, when it comes to trauma, domestic violence, abuse, all the things like that, I have never and I will never take advice from anyone who hasn't lived through similar experiences, because unless you have with those kind of situations, you really cannot grasp the severity of things and what your mindset is when you're going through those things. But yeah, I won't touch too much on that. And then the second thing, and this is something that I live by, it's in my bio on my TikTok, and it is to spread kindness and always be a gem. And to expand on that, what I mean by that is, speak to every single person as if it is the last time you are ever going to speak to them, as if it is the last words they will ever hear, they will ever read, the last conversation they will ever have, and be proud of that. Make sure that if it is the last conversation you have or they have, that if one day they are not here, you can live with yourself, because you have absolutely no idea what anyone is going through at any given moment. So yeah, the next one, and I actually got a few questions about this. A lot touched on this before, but the town I lived in was very unsafe. My abuser also lived there, and there's so much trauma that I endured that's attached to the apartment I lived in, the town I lived in, and I got to leave that entire life behind and move to a place where not a single person knows me at all, except Andrew, of course. And I love that because I get to pick and choose what people know about me now. I don't have a past that has to follow me here if I don't want it to. That being said, yes, I did have to start a whole new social life. I have not met anyone really truly organically, but I have met Andrew's friends and coworkers. And yeah, we're adjusting that way. And we are just spending as much time as we can, going out at least once a week, trying a new place. And I'm loving it. I feel so much peace and relief since I left. I am still very, very stressed.